Afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone's alright on this blistering hot day. Just come outside for a little while because it's so hot that I'm trying to stay out of it. Got a Citroen BX here that we've been entrusted to do some repairs on. Particularly, the roof's been repaired and painted before, but these gutter rails, they had been seam sealed on, so it's been holding all the rust in. The water's supposed to be able to drain out of them, so the customer's adamant there should be a little drain hole at the front, so we need to have a look at that. But yeah, so far I've cut the sealer out and I'm gradually trying to get them off. So that's the first job, and then we'll check the rust underneath. It's a remarkable car really, because I think it's only on, I think it's on 20 odd thousand miles. I think it's 31,000, sorry. I think it's been off the road for about 20 years. And it's an early one, so yeah, it's a really cool car, so enjoying working on it so far. Afternoon, everybody. How are we doing? Blimey, this car's hot. We've got these roof rail trims off finally. They were glued on and they're wedged between like the roof skin. Combination of some glue, some rust holding them in there. They were very tricky to get off. I think we've done quite a good job. It was all in one piece. There was an old crack there which has got worse. That one's not got any worse actually. One of the tabs has broken off, but apart from that, the bigger troubles than that. Look, there's what was a bit of rust is now a hole. Got rust all the way along this edge. There. That's about to go through. Yeah, that's gone through. Yeah, so quite a bit of work to do. On the other side, similar story. You need to leave, because they slide out. You've got no choice but to lever it out carefully. So the trim's split in a few places, and two of the tabs are just completely wedged in the roof. I'm not sure how rotten it is this side, but not as bad, but there is rust all the way along. So as usual with most of the jobs we take on, things grow and they get worse before they get better. But looking forward to sorting it all out and making it nice for the customer again. Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on the Citroen BX this afternoon, and yeah, we've cleaned up behind the roof rails. We've rust treated it all, and in the pitted areas we put some fiberglass filler. This fiberglass filler is more waterproof, more resistant to holding rust back, so they're in the pitted areas. The rest of it's pretty good now. It's been rust treated and cleaned back. There is some quite bad pitting here, which I'm hoping to use the MIG welder on to build that up. I think, yeah, because they were sealed on before, the moisture was staying inside that trim. The other side's not as good. It's got more holes that need addressing. You can see there's been a patch welded in there before. That needs a piece in there. It's quite pitted there. There's a hole there. Holes there. The metal's nice and clean now. It's been treated and sanded back, and there's a hole on the end. And then we've been turning our attention to the rust around the sunroof. So this sunroof's an aftermarket sunroof that's been fitted way back when, probably in the 80s. I think there was a company in Leighton Buzzard that actually specialised in retrofitting these. So, but more than likely, when this was fitted, they've cut the hole around the aperture, not treated or painted the edge, and rust has started forming from, early age, and it's been filled several times. So we've put the die grinder on it, we've cleaned it back, but unfortunately it is breaking through into holes everywhere. It's just like mush. Worryingly, even these ones in the middle of the roof skin, they're going through to holes as well. I don't know if you can pick them up on the camera. So yeah, we're a bit of a crossroads because the gentleman who owns it wanted to tidy the car up. So yeah, we've got a couple of choices. We either treat and fill this area and make it last for as long as possible, or we go more drastic and a roof skin, or cutting and welding sections, or deleting the sunroof. So we'll see. I'll talk to the customer and we'll go from there and keep you up to date. Afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's well on this damp Monday morning. It's actually freezing. Now stop for a bit of lunch. Hope everyone's having a good Monday. We was away watching the racing at the weekend, which was fantastic, but I'm feeling a little bit tired today. But we're back at it, and we thought we'd update you on the Citroen. I spoke to the customer, and we said at the very least we need to take the sunroof out to get to the corrosion around the surround. So we've done that, and yeah, it is, it is fairly rotten, but it has cleaned up and rust treated really well. In conversation with the customer, we're gonna go down the fiberglass bridging option because the cost would just spiral to weld in sections or to remove the sunroof aperture completely, which also means he'd have to find himself a new headlining. He just wants it to look nice and last as long as possible. So we're cleaning the rust, treating the rust, doing everything we can to remove it best we can without getting involved in welding the roof. So that's which direction we're going with that. On the side rails, they've all underneath the side rails all been prepped, cleaned up, rust treated, little skimmer filler. So we're going to put some epoxy on there to seal that, and then it'll have some 2-pack primer once we've finished migged up some of the pitted areas. So it's moving it along, and I hope everyone likes the progress. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, I hope everyone's well. We're back on the Citroen BX. We're just doing the final bits of prep, and then it's going to have some epoxy primer and then some high build primer. I don't know if you've been following the progress, but the roof had rusted really badly, so it's had fiberglass filler and a skim of body filler to get it nice and smooth. There was some welding around the edge of the roof that's been completed, been filled smooth, and a little bit of stopper in this edge because the rust had just crept into there. So that's that done. So just doing final checks really. The customer's also decided to have the bonnet and the passenger wing repainted. The paint is thin in places on the car, but particularly on the bonnet and the wing. So that's all prepped down now. Yeah, and then this side, all the repairs are finished. So yeah, we'll get it in primer today, and then painted this week. Looking forward to seeing it getting some shiny paint at last. Right, the BX is now in high build primer. We're really happy with the repairs. So this morning we're just doing a final fit of the roof rail trims before flattening our primer down, and they're proving to be fun and games. They're quite tricky to refit. They were wedged in there from factory with like a hard sealer, which is kind of clogged up the gaps. And obviously we had to do some filler work as well, so we're having to ensure that the gap is wide enough to put the trims back in. So that has got a really nice fit now. Bearing in mind we basically had to tap these off to get them off in the first place. That's the fit of that. And someone previously has trimmed the trim down too much so they don't match. So we're gonna get the other one fitted, and then we're gonna make them match on this occasion. So that looks closer to factory than what it does at the moment. And what we're going to do on this occasion, because these trims are so soft in their nature, and yeah, we don't want to keep removing it, we're going to paint underneath the trim, so then that's protected and stop it rusting. Then fit the trims once more, and then paint the roof and the trims as all one complete job. Yeah, that's the way we've decided to go with it. I think that's the best route. That'll ensure there's plenty of paint under there. That'll make sure once these are fitted, they're not going to move again once it's painted. Also, there's no chances of marking it fitting them because they're such a tight fit. So yeah, that's the plan for today. Morning all, the Citroen BX is all finished and ready for collection. So we just wanted to do a video showing you all the work that we've done on it. We're really pleased, and it's nice to be able to see it out in the glorious sunshine. So I don't know if you remember, but basically the rust was underneath these trims, and a really bad ring of rust around the sunroof. So you can see the level of finish we've got it to. We've had the trims off, cleaned all the rust treated it, welded up any pinholes underneath there, smoothed it all back in with filler, repaired the trims. Obviously the sunroof's been out, been repaired all the way around the sunroof. Looks lovely with the sunroof back in now because there was such a build up of paint and fill around there. This looks really crisp now. Same again this side, there was also a little piece of rust under there. Just see if we can capture that on video. Excuse the dirt. Yeah, we've blown in that area as well. This side had quite a nasty hole on this corner. That's been done. Tried to keep it looking as original as possible. Someone had sanded one of these trims down and ruined the shape, so we've had to even them up. But really pleased with that. Yeah, the customers asked us to do it that way because to try and source trims is like impossible. So he's more than happy for us to do that. They're made out of a really soft fiberglass, so they're quite tricky to repair as well. Customer then asked us to paint the bonnet and the passenger side wing because the paint was like non-existent. It's like it had been polished so many times. We've given the whole car a polish. The paint is getting thin in places, but it's really nice to keep the originality. It looks really presentable. It's got a nice shine. Customer asked us to re-black the seals, so we've done that. That finishes it off. So yeah, thanks for following the progress, and yeah, can't wait for the customer to see it now.